not just a case. You're not just a client. You're a person, and you deserve support. You deserve simplicity. You deserve communication. When you hire an attorney, you deserve clear, risk-free advice that guides you to the best possible outcome in your injury case. And that's exactly what the advocates have been providing for over 30 years. After your accident, you deserve closure. You deserve compassion. You deserve peace of mind. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, The Monty Show, live on your YouTube machine. Happy Thursday, June the 25th. 2026 already. You guys, the year's half over. No, really, can you believe the year is half over? Incredible. I feel like, and I know I say this all the time, but I feel like we were just in Paris. Like, I feel like it was just Christmas. It was just New Year's. I was watching Chelsea have one of the worst performances of the year at the bridge. Like, you know, all the fun stuff we did. And now it is the 4th of July. Isn't the 4th of July a week from Saturday? Like, the 4th of July is a week from Saturday. What in the actual F are we doing? Yes, that's right. The Monty Show, presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business, 24/7, 365. And again, I remind you, with the 4th of July being a week away, it's the 100 most deadly days of the year on the roads. Everybody's driving. People are traveling, summer vacations, even just driving through your neighborhoods. I'm sure you notice all of the kids that are on the street, the scooters, the bicycles, the moms, the dads. Slow down, eliminate the distractions. And if the worst happens, get to the best at theadvocates.com, where you get clear, risk-free advice 24/7, 365. That means you never reach into your pocket to pay the advocates. No, friends. You just get the best legal advice at theadvocates.com. Good Thursday. This Oklahoma State Osage Nation thing blew up yesterday. And listen, we've talked a lot on this show about how brutally terrible college football fan bases can be. Jake, who's the worst college football fan base to deal with, do you think?
I mean, I think we've seen our fair share of terribleness on Twitter the last several weeks. I think, I think it shifts. I think Utah fan held that title for quite some time.
A long
I think
time.
Tech fan, took up the mantle.
What about Pac-12, the aggrieved parties in the Pac-12?
Oh, yeah. Oregon State fan talking about how they were going to burn their own flags and, the world was ending. We remember. So I mean, I think right now, like in real time, it's probably Oklahoma State fan, but I think all time it's probably either Utah fan or maybe Pac-12 fan.
Yeah. Yesterday it certainly was Oak State fan. And the wild part is that, so you guys may have seen this story that Osage Nation, a federally recognized Native American tribe, did a patch deal with Oklahoma State. We talked about it on the show yesterday. And the issue is not that it's a Native American tribe. And I think it's hysterical that Oklahoma State fan, anybody questioning this patch deal with Osage, you're a racist. Then you're fine with stealing land from the Native Americans, aren't you? Like that's the best you can do.
How do you find ways to make the list longer of stuff that people accuse you of being? So it used to be that, you were just old and Mormon and dying and, you were a Utah fan, then a BYU fan, then this was an SEC show. But now apparently you hate Native American tribes, you're racist, you're just, you're just terrible for anything Osage, apparently.
Quite literally on Twitter yesterday, because I think this is a really bad, poorly timed piece of public relations, especially in the Big 12, especially on the heels of Brendan Sorsby. And the thing that's amazing is all of the Oak State fans that you could see, they were clearly pissed that Texas Tech fan was like, oh, cool, we're not alone anymore. Whew, man, thank you. Like Tech fan was like, yes. It was remarkable. And the thing that's amazing is there are clear parallels. You have a guy in Brendan Sorsby who was at Texas Tech, embroiled in the biggest gambling scandal we've ever seen in college athletics. And so your response is a poorly timed announcement that you're doing a patch deal with the Osage Casino and Hotel.
Oh,
You're racist. Hey, look, racist. It's the Osage Nation. Right, but what about that student union building in Stillwater that's got the Osage Nation Casino and Hotel on it? Well, don't look over there. Look at the patch. The patch doesn't say Casino Hotel. Bro. Like, it's just so obvious that's what we're doing. Are there initiatives to promote the Osage Nation, the history of the nation, the struggle and the plight of Native Americans in the state of Oklahoma? Absolutely. Are there initiatives involved in this package that will promote the agricultural and just the betterment of the Osage Nation as a people? Absolutely. But is the main part of this deal, in my opinion, to promote casino and hotel business? Absolutely. Does this further that initiative and that effort? Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to speak that out loud. Trying to be like, oh, don't look over here. Brendan Sorsby, that's the guy you want to keep going after. Racist.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
I mean, I do agree that first of all, this is right up the Big 12 alley, right? Like, not at the conference level, but this is the type of material that we get out of this conference all the time. Like, hey, something happened. We don't want to admit what actually happened. Look over here. Ultimate whataboutism.
The Cody Campbell plan.
Yeah, exactly. Right. The Cody Campbell PR package, the Cody Campbell plan. I agree with that completely. But then secondly, again, I don't have a problem per se with the fact that you're doing a deal with Osage. If you know anything about Oklahoma State athletics, you know that Osage Nation and Oklahoma State athletics have deep-rooted ties going back. I think the video says like 100 years or so, like a long time. And so I don't necessarily have a problem with these two being in business together. But the problem comes in with the timing of it and the fact that there's no like thought to, well, this Sorsby thing just happened. And even if we did have this rollout, plan for now, maybe we should kick the can down the road to like, let's roll it out as like our week 1 jersey or something. Like, let's move it down the road and like, let's position it in a way where, it's not right after the Big 12 just had a massive gambling scandal situation. And that's what this conference has always struggled with is just kind of being tone deaf and like situational awareness, like understanding, hey, like, we obviously want to announce this promotion. We're obviously going to go ahead and do this deal. And I saw everyone yesterday saying about, oh, well, Monty, dude, the first athletic contest is, August 6th, because this isn't just a football deal. This is your entire athletic department. So Monty, the first athletic event is August 6th. Okay, well then announce it August 6th. Like, give it some time to pass. You understand that August 6th is, basically another month away at this point. Like, I'm telling you, it's not about the fact that it's a tribe, a Native American tribe. That's not the point.
Has nothing to do with it.
Like, literally nothing. If we were talking about a Vegas hotel or, whatever other gambling-based business partnering with you, I'd still have the same problem. But you're not getting away from the fact that in the promotional video, in the press release, everywhere on Osage's website, it says Osage Casino and Hotel, Hotel and Casino. Like, it's all over it because that's how they make their money, which again, don't have a problem with it, but you just have to understand the
Wear
optics on that.
Just wear it.
Yeah.
And don't call people racist because they're calling that out. It makes you look like who you really are. Right? Here's one of the promotional pieces Oak State put out.
Go to Oklahoma State say.
And we are still here. You can hear it in our language, in our songs, and you can see it in the way we gather, the way we create, the way we pass it all forward.
Oklahoma State knows something about that, about carrying on the legacy of those before us and trying to be worthy of them. A lot is stitched into our jerseys, our family, our tradition, our school, and our state. And now, this. For some, it is heritage. For some, it is to honor. And for all of us, it is worn with respect.
We are Wajaje, makers, keepers, still building the way we always have.
Two communities, a shared vision.
We honor where we came from.
And build toward what is next.
Osage.
Oklahoma State. Our story stitched together.
It's clearly promoting casino hotel. And you know what the problem with this whole, hey, you're a racist if you question this deal thing that you guys are doing at Oak State? It takes away from the promotion of the history and tradition of Osage Nation. So the very thing that you're calling people racist for, you're doing, which is suppressing in stuff. I don't even think this is that outlandish to be questioning this deal.
No, I think what's hard for Oak State fan is that, again, all ball busting aside, all jokes aside, totally serious here. Like, I think what's difficult is that it's been such a tumultuous, like, 5-year run here that, you probably are defensive about this because it's like one of the first, like, positive things outside of, hey, head coach, staff, portal, news that you've gotten.
Look at you shave the neck beard and just common sense flows out from your trachea.
Again, I got to hit my quota. I mean, it's once a week I say one smart thing. So, I mean, that's just what I have to do. But,
it is a very good point. This is one of the few things, and it feels like from a football perspective, you're moving in the right direction very clearly. And now you announce a deal that should be universally celebrated until your fans jump on everybody and call them racist. And you try to deny that this has anything to do with a casino and a hotel, even though in the awesome, well done, highly produced video we just played, they showed the patch that says hotel and casino. And even though your student union is the Osage Casino and Hotel Student Union, this has nothing to do with, you guys are just racists. Do you hear how ridiculous it is? I laugh at it, right? Like I laugh at it. I think it is.
I mean, what you should be saying is like what Oklahoma State fan I think is missing here. It's an easy defense. Would be, well, yeah, we understand that the optics of it are, hey, Brendan Sorsby and Texas Tech were just, embroiled in this gambling thing with Brendan Sorsby, but this deal is different because while yes, the Osage Nation makes a ton of money off gambling in its casino, that doesn't involve our players. That doesn't involve, like, we're not personally going and gambling. That's just how they generate revenue, and we support their community and they're trying to support our community, and that's the nature of the deal. But if we were ever to find out that an athlete was gambling, we would take whatever steps we're going to take. Like, that's the easy defense. It wouldn't, you don't,
not that hard.
I don't think people understand how dumb you look when you go on Twitter and you start calling people, derogatory names, racist names.
Naive about the plight of the. You're just so. I'm watching this string yesterday, and like 3-4 Oak State fans are going after a bunch of other people, like 5-10 people, and it started with you're a racist, you don't like Native Americans, you support the theft of Native American lands, like and the best part is the people that they're attacking are just sending like laughing emojis. Because all Twitter is, yes, all Twitter is, and I think we all know this. It's a bunch of dudes who are just, I don't know, keyboard warriors, call them what you want. To me, it's
looking for a fight.
Yeah, it's funny to me. I actually laugh at that stuff. Nothing that is said on Twitter is to be taken personally, or it's just sad to me how much vitriol is in the world right now. Like it's crazy to me. It really is. All right, let's get it. What do you guys think about this deal? Legitimately, is it awkward for the Big 12? I think it's incredibly awkward for the Big 12.
Well, I
don't even know how it wouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, if we're just talking about the deal itself, I think we need to do we need to be really intentional about separating optics from actual business acumen and what this does for the program. So optics wise, yeah, it's awkward. Optics wise, like, yeah, it's not ideal timing. That much is very clear. But as far as like what this deal does for your athletic department, there's no question this is helpful for your athletic department. There's no question that patch deals and doing stuff like this is good for your athletic department. I will say you're never going to hear me, taking this deal somewhere where it shouldn't be, in the sense that they're helping their athletic program, but this deal was basically a gimme deal, right? These two have been in business together in one form or fashion for a really long time. And this was just another way that they could get further into business together. This isn't anywhere near a deal where, you're doing something, just completely out of left field that is brilliant and nobody ever thought of it, and it's just incredible. This is
it's new money though, Jake. I mean, it's got to be millions in new money.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, it's
jersey of every sport. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely helpful. I absolutely. I mean, I'm not criticizing them for doing the deal. Yeah, do the deal. Like, this is a deal you should be doing. Absolutely.
You're just saying it's not groundbreaking. It's not like they went and found something new.
Not like we've never seen this before. It's not like we haven't, like, again, it's like we've seen this in college football before. It's not like this is like it's not like they invented fire with this, but I will say I appreciate that, like in that promotional video is just an example. They've taken the time to really highlight the ties between Osage Nation and Oklahoma State. And I think like the patch is really clean. I like that they're offering the patch in white and black, depending on the color of the uniform. I think that's really smart. And I think that the Oklahoma State Athletics is in this position where it needs to step forward and it needs to get back to doing actual good business in sporting events. Like I'm tired of talking about this program and having to wonder, like when is it going to turn around? When are we going to start to see progress? So I hope that after the awkwardness of you doing a casino-based deal after the Big 12 was just embroiled in a massive gambling scandal, after you get by all of that, I hope that it works out on the football field this year. I hope that you're a 7 or 8 win team. I hope that you do right by this deal and you perform for them and everyone's happy. But, again, as I said all week long, seemingly, I'm not going to sing Kumbaya until you've actually gone out and won the football games and shown that you are moving in the right direction.
But wait, do you know the words to Kumbaya? Because I don't feel like you know the words to Kumbaya.
No, I don't know the words to it. Don't know the words to it, dude. Bless you.
Man, that was
body shaker.
Yeah, out of nowhere. This is awkward though. The patch itself on the basketball jersey is not ideal. It is a little. TJ Jarhead, hello. Mike Smith, hello. seen Terrion Arnold got arrested for kidnapping and robbery.
Yeah, not great, dude.
No.
I don't know what guy. I'm telling you, again, this is what we talked about with Dustin Poirier. When athletes are given time, bad things happen.
Totally agree. 100%. Oak State James. Okay.
No, I think Bro has a new name today. That I think we should roll out. And I haven't quite decided if it's just Osage James or Osage Nation James, but I do think that might be a good name for you.
Hey, don't call him Osage James. And that's not going to land well. This is just another reason I refuse to wear orange.
But okay. Monty, I thought that this was a good deal, bro. I thought that you would be excited about this.
Ryan Duffy says neck hair peer pressure.
No, it wasn't peer pressure. Everyone complained about it, so I just said, okay, fine. You know,
the problem is now the neck beard's gone. It makes you look like you're walking around with a brandy barrel under there.
Well,
Godfathers. Here we go.
See, what did I say? What did I say?
Good morning. Yes, Michigan fan is. Oh my God,
yes,
Michigan fan has to be up there.
Excellent point.
Has to be up there.
Michigan fan and Penn State fan are both just despicable.
I have an Osage Casino sticker on my car. It is an orange sticker. See, because James has the Japo tip box with the TCU. This is Osage James's, or excuse me, Priesthood James, whatever we're calling him these days. This is his car, and you notice on the mirror cap there, you have the TCU sticker. So, Osage James is not going to land well. For the record, Monty knows racism and doesn't know ball. There you go.
Right. Yeah, I mean, just an expert, dude.
There it is. Don't call me Osage James. I do not agree with this deal. I do not like it. I do not eat green eggs and ham. They fired my president. They fired my president. They fired Donald Trump.
They fired 47, dude?
I didn't see that.
Was it the reflecting pool?
Did they 86, 47?
I mean, man.
Now they're sponsored by a casino. No thanks. Okay.
Bro, seriously, James, I genuinely, bro, I'm not even joking. Like, you really have an issue with this deal? Like, because I want to be clear. I don't have a problem with them doing business and putting deals like this together. I think it's a necessary part of college athletics, especially when you're in Stillwater and there's not like, just a laundry list of companies falling off trees to sponsor the program.
I've never heard of Stillwater. Is that?
Yeah. I mean, Stillwater where steers show up on front lawns, that area of the country. I think it's a necessary portion of what they have to do to support the program and just your athletic department as a whole. But again, this is where I have to question, the price that modern day Oklahoma State football and athletics is paying for Gundy's messaging and lack of leadership in the past. Because this is a deal, in my opinion, that should have been done many, many years ago. Right? Like this is, again, these two have been in business in some form or fashion, whether it's the institution educating their people or their people educating Oklahoma State students, whatever it might be. Like these two have been doing business together. So this deal has been around, has been on the radar for some time. And I just sit here and I say, like, bro, like, how is this deal not done when Bedlam was available to you? And I understand that culturally patch deals, weren't available to you in 2015, right? Like, obviously, this is a little bit newer gen thing, but I don't know. I just see a clear split between programs that are on the forefront and trying to do business and making money in creative ways,
right?
And programs that are just doing traditional deals like this. Again, not saying it's a bad deal, saying that it's not really out of the box. We've seen it before. So I'm curious what's next.
It's awkward for the Big 12. There's no question. It's awkward for the Big 12. It is a gambling related relationship again. And I don't know how you get away from that, right? Neither Monty or Jake are racist. See, like you have to learn not to internalize everything. Like, I am sure that you are absolutely enraged over people calling you Osage James. I'm certain of that. It's not an insult. It's actually a tip of the cap. Don't internalize it. Internalize your MDiv. Don't internalize Osage James. You know what I mean? Yes, Oak State is tone deaf. Who can get over Casey Schrum? Nobody knows who that is, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's not, again, and I tried to explain this to you back in 2004. I tried to explain this to you before, but who cares? It's a president of a university. They come and they go. Nobody cares. She's not your president. She was just a president. And the very fact that you want to keep saying somebody's name that nobody knows about, nobody cares about, nobody cares.
Yeah, everyone's pretty much moved on from that, dude.
She's not the most beloved president of all time. Like, what are you talking about, man? Simmer down, James. We know they aren't racists. Right?
Yeah, you understand that it's a shtick, dude. Like it's such a ridiculous allegation when it's coming based on this story that it's a shtick. Like, this is not the first time we've been accused of something ridiculous that's just so far out of left field.
What was the excuse they used to fire the president? Surely they did not fire him for no reason. Her. Frogfather, you watch the show, you have a brain. The idiots on X who attack nobody's attacking me. They don't know me personally, man. I view it completely different. It's why I don't really get into the notification. I actually enjoyed poking the bear yesterday. I usually don't read my notifications, but I had a good time. Like, Oak State fan is not the most, they're not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
It's social media.
It is no fun being accused of being racist for stupid reasons when you are not. Hence the reason I got so pissed about the Shedeur Sanders stuff. Is that what you meant, Shedeur Sanders? Okay. How can Monty be racist when he's a Mormon SEC broadcaster that supports the Fighting Irish and the Blackhawks? Point taken.
Well, I mean, that's a great point, dude.
Point taken. Yes, hit the like button, please. Spend years saying Big 12 teams not doing what they do to win. I say kudos to Oak State for the move. Let's not pretend every team in the NCAA doesn't profit from gambling.
Yeah,
I think it's like I said.
I think from a business standpoint, it's a good deal, right? Like, I agree with you, George. It's a good deal just from a P&L standpoint. The problem is that
it's poorly timed.
Yeah, the P&L sheet just doesn't. That's not the only measurement here. Again, anytime you're doing business, part of doing business is not just the deal itself, but the impact the deal has on the community and on your entire business portfolio, which includes the conference, other member institutions, other business partners that are already boosting the program. Like, there's a whole a ripple effect, if you will, from every deal that you do. And most times that ripple effect is not discussed because it's not necessary for it to be discussed. It's just like, hey, we did a new deal. Great. Here's that video. Awesome. The problem in this scenario is that because it's a gambling situation, it's just more amplified because the Big 12 has egg on its face. It has just a terrible look to it, especially after the NFL said, no, we're not going to have Brendan Sorsby in the league. We're not going to have him in the supplemental. So it's a damning statement, and it makes the conference look pretty crappy, honestly, for what happened with this kid. And so you go and do a casino deal, and it's like, all right, well, yeah, like, we're not accusing you of gambling on your own team, but it's pretty poor timing, dude. I mean, you got to be pretty tone deaf to do this.
And that you're defending it so passionately. Yeah, the irony of the whole thing. The irony of the whole thing is, I talked about this comment yesterday. Your Cowboys, they're Indians. Literally, how many movies, John Wayne's Legacy. I mean, there's a lot. It's a very rich deal. Chances you're not being called racist by a keyboard warrior are probably pretty low. Much more likely to be a bot, could be. Right? Boone Pickens just rolled over in his grave. The Osage are solid business people and will make delightful partners for the Pokes. I think they will.
Yeah, man. I don't think anyone doubts that, dude.
And this is what I was saying earlier. Like, it has nothing to do with the Osage Nation or the people that make it. It's 100% that this is a casino hotel deal. On the heels of Brendan Sorsby, it's poorly timed.
Right.
That is 100% the problem. If this was a year ago, yes. Right. But right now, and I agree with you, I think maybe if you do this just before kickoff, or it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Ryan Duffy. What was their alternative? Other than tribal casinos, the only companies capable of this caliber of investment for Oklahoma would be Hobby Lobby or Love's gas stations, now that Devin is leaving. Poverty. Well,
and Love's has a significant investment in OU. So, I mean, I don't know that Love's is even available to you.
Casino James, High Roller James, Osage Orange James.
Big Baller James.
Considering what just happened in Lubbock, you don't put a casino patch on a jersey. I think there's something to that. James wanted a Buc-ee's sponsorship. I think that's probably true.
But you're telling me that you're legitimately not gonna be an OSU fan over this. You're not gonna be. Come on, dude. We know you're going to the games. We know that you're gonna make videos. Like, come on, bro.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Like, I can't.
Come on, dude.
Like, come on.
It's just not for me. The casino thing's poorly timed. It's just that simple, and I don't love it, and I don't like it for the Big 12. That's all it is. That's all I'm saying. Lopes fan gave. I've been out of the loop for a couple of weeks. Does J2H record from his bathroom now? Holy echo, Batman. Jake?
I don't know. You tell me, since you're a sound expert. You want to come in and set it all up?
Are you in the bathroom?
No.
You just have. Okay. Did you get the little sound dampening things?
Yeah, and it hasn't. It's obviously not good enough.
I thought once you shaved the neck beard, the echo would go away. I'm a little surprised it didn't. Mm-hmm. Wow, does Oklahoma State need to learn how to read the room, especially after the Brendan Sorsby mess? That's exactly what I'm saying. That's all. That's it. That's the whole thing. Personal alumni connections. The partnership also has deep personal ties. Yes. Joe Tillman played football at Oak State. There's no question about the veracity of the business end of this deal. It is a good business deal. The optics are terrible. Read Dave's comment. He's spot on. Read Dave's. I don't know who Dave is.
Hey, Dave.
Davey douchebag. I don't know who Dave is. It was just tone deaf at the current time. Yes. From a business point of view, it makes sense. The timing's terrible. The fake outrage will pass. It will. I agree the timing's bad. Seaman Demon James. Okay. 47 straight. Hello. Oklahoma has a Riverwind sponsor logo on Owen Field, which is a Chickasaw Nation casino in Norman. Difference is we didn't talk about Pete Rose and involve the AG 2 weeks before announcing.
Right, that's my point. Like, it's nobody has a problem with this being a
We
casino
didn't talk
deal
about
on its
Pete
face,
Rose.
dude. Like, nobody has a problem with the fact that it's a hotel casino deal on its face. The problem is just that there was a massive scandal, and then you were like, here, let me pile on by doing a fresh deal right on the back of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I never noticed a sound difference because the echo is not bad.
Yeah.
The issue is that Jake is sitting in front of a starkly white wall with nothing on it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he still is not white balanced his camera. Other than that, well, on the neck
balance as it can get, dude. I actually did white balance the camera. I actually did gate my mic, and I actually did get stuff to dampen.
Gated his mic. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, what that means is that when you have mic technology, what you can do with your mic in my rocket ship of a mixer that you also have is you can set up the mic to where it will only the sound decibel that the mic hears has to be a certain level. So it'll catch my voice, but it won't catch the echo in the room. And I've actually sound checked it to make sure that there's not a terrible echo because I knew all of you hyenas would complain. So I don't know what echo you're hearing because I've actually listened back to the show.
Listen, you're a racist because you're sitting in front of a white wall.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Guy shaves his neck and wears a blue shirt and still has to catch strays now on his sound.
There's always something, bro. Always something, dude. That never,
Tampering. That's like a whole nother level of tampering. There's tampering and then there's blatant tampering.
Yeah. Dave's not here, Cheech and Chong. Okay. I have no idea what that means. Casinos are just part of the Osage portfolio. Oil and gas is where a bulk of the money comes from. Hey,
that was my other point, dude. Like, why are you not? And this is not unique to Oklahoma State. This applies to basically every institution that's in Texas. Why are we not seeing more deals around agriculture? Why are we not seeing more sponsorship stuff in that realm? Because all of them have, like, you understand, you can go to Oklahoma State as an example, and you can get a college degree in ranching. You can go to A&M, you can go to OU, Texas, certainly. Like, all these different schools, TCU, all jokes aside, TCU is a wonderful ranching program. Like, you can go to these schools and get educated in that business sector. But I never hear any big time deals coming out of the agricultural world or like any of that. It's always surprised me.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting to see. And so, of course, James talks about Casey Schrum getting whacked. She resigned. And now people are sending me articles about how she misappropriated funds.
Here we go.
It's not possible for me to give less fucks about this. I don't care.
We're not going down. You guys want a tinfoil about a president that got fired years ago? You're more than welcome to do it.
Jake needs a Monty show light like Monty has. I tried. I even bought him the light panel for it. Just won't do it. Can only lead a horse to water. Isn't that right, Jake? Funny, I don't remember the sponsorship title being Osage Oil and Gas. Exactly. Anyway, you make it so easy. Let me ask you this straight away. Should gambling sponsorships be eliminated from college sports?
No. I don't think they should be eliminated. I don't think I hate the, hey, one person couldn't control himself, so let's just kill an entire industry argument. Like
I agree.
I like that we have alcoholics, gambling degenerates, drug addicts, people who shouldn't have weapons, like whatever your chosen abuse is. Do I like that we have people in this world that can't control themselves? No. But the problem is that I'm not willing to say, yeah, you know what? Like, I want to lose my right to go and gamble, even though I hate gambling, but that's not the point. The premise is I shouldn't have to sacrifice my rights to go and do something because buddy over here couldn't control himself. And that's my problem, dude. Like, So no, we shouldn't be getting rid of gambling sponsorships in football or athletics at all. We shouldn't have to talk about, banning this or banning that because one person ruined it for everybody. This is my whole point about like drunk driving and stuff like that. Like we shouldn't have to have, like, I shouldn't be restricted or be forced to operate in a new system or whatever because, Jimmy the jerk off went to the bar and had one too many and got in an accident. What we should do is put dude in prison or in jail and let him serve his time. Like
No.
Why
We
do
don't
we-
do
why do
personal
we do this?
accountability because we don't do personal accountability in this country.
Oh, that's right, Monty. I forgot as I sit here in my echo chamber, apparently, that Brendan Sorsby has a right to play in the NFL. Like, it's just such a dumb
Brandon?
whole- Like, come on, bro. Like,
You know.
he doesn't have a right to do anything. And again, Oklahoma State has the right to do these deals, but they are not free from the scrutiny of the obvious tone deaf, boneheaded move that this is to announce this deal right now. Like, it's just silly.
Yeah, I don't believe that we should be gambling, that we should be banning gambling. I don't. You want to be free, you want to have freedoms, and be free. Be free. We just don't believe in personal accountability in this world. We don't do it. We don't hold ourselves to a higher standard, right? And it's been my whole week. I've been on this mantra of lazy people don't make money, right? Lazy people don't hold themselves accountable. They don't live to a standard. And this deal is very good for Oak State and for the Osage Nation. There's no question. Bringing notoriety to the plight of Native Americans and tribes. And we worked with a bunch of the tribes in Arizona when we were when we did our nickel in Arizona.
And they're actively looking for those deals. That's the other thing. They're always like the nations are always looking to do deals like this, which I have no problem with.
The timing is what sucked. Weed should be legal in other countries, just not here. Okay. Dude, I live in Seattle. Weed is everywhere here. Like, quite literally, you're walking down the street and there's a buddy smoking a J. Like,
yeah. I hate it, but again, freedom.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. Mike Smith, at one time, legalizing gambling was illegal in most states. Legalized gambling. Lottery was the one exception. Now it's everywhere. It is everywhere. It's everywhere. I say this about like prohibition with Al Capone, right? It got worse when you instituted prohibition. You're all probably too young, but when I was a kid, I'm too young. Prohibition was the ban on alcohol. And so the black market and the trafficking of alcohol in the black market exploded. And it's no different. It's no different than weed. It's no different than gambling. It's no different than alcohol, whatever your vice is. You have choices. You have choices, but understand every choice you make comes with consequences, good and bad. Unintended and intended. And I just wish that we as a society would build a model where we held each other accountable for that. And we just don't do that. That's not who we are as a country. Rules for thee, not for me.
Correct.
Plain and simple. This is just going to make the Sorsby situation even worse. Sean, I totally agree.
But you know what doubles down on that point as well, Sean, because I agree with that, is this is a Big 12 problem. Like, can we just get out in front of that? Well, there's not another conference that's suffering from gambling issues the way the Big 12 is. And while there are lots of issues in other conferences, certainly, gambling is not one of them. And again, like, we need to stop doing the whataboutisms in the Big 12. Like, focus on you and figure out how you're going to change the image of this conference, because whether you like it or not, like, you guys brought this on yourself. Like, Cody Campbell and company brought this on the Big 12. And, again, going back to Brett Yormark's statement about moving forward together 16 strong, yeah, that's not exactly like, I appreciate the sentiment, Brett, but like, let's be real here. You guys are going to have to do something more than what you've done to overcome, the fact that you're not winning enough on the football field and your offseason's dominated by issues. Like, that's a problem, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see that. I am interested to see how this whole thing plays out. I'm very interested in that, because the frustrating part is we can't just do deals anymore. Every deal, and I isn't it funny how close sports and life runs? Every deal now is there's some kind of corruption or question, or
Sports is life now, dude. Like this is exactly the point I've been making all year long. I've made this point several times. Everything in sports, like, remember how I've always said, like, this year I've said a lot, like, we can't have nice things in sports anymore because life has infested sports. So, like, politicians are in sports, gambling is in sports. All types of different sponsorship deals are now in sports. Like, it's no longer just like, hey, I'm going to go and play football at my local college and get a degree and then go and do life. That's not what we do anymore. It's like, we we have to have the biggest and the best and the baddest, and like we just have to try to be something that we're trying to make it something that it doesn't have to be. Like, it's okay sometimes to go out and just say, yeah, like, I'm going to play so that I can make some NIL money and support my family. And if I can get to the NFL, great. But 9 times out of 10, it just gets blown into something that it doesn't need to be, whether it's the SRT stuff at Georgia, gambling at Tech, like the Penn State stuff, Ohio State's troubles, Michigan's troubles.
Who's going to say no? Like, the Penn State thing is the perfect example.
Yeah.
Who's going to tell Joe Paterno?
Nobody. Nobody.
At Penn State, you went decades facilitating child sexual assault because you wanted to win football games. And you covered it up because you were worried about your reputation. And it's not like you covered up, hey, buddy's got a pulled groin, we're going to cover that up. No, you were destroying people's lives to protect football games. That's what we do. We will do anything as long as we can play football. And I'll never understand it. I will never understand it. It is as simple as that. Texas State James. I am no longer an Okie Light fan after they fired Billy Jim Joe Bob from the Long Crew.
Yeah, Billy Jim Joe Bob was a hell of a guy, man.
May he rest in peace. Gambling should be legal in Vegas. It is. It is legal in Vegas. What do you mean by that? Oh, look, Big Daddy Magic is here. He sent me a video this morning. Or I woke up to a video this morning, and maybe I'll play it later. I don't know. I have no idea why, but he threw some serious strays at Arkansas.
For whatever reason.
I have no idea where that even came from. Jake, I agree. No self-control out there. Zero. Red Wine, George Washington condemned gambling as child of avarice, a vice that ruins families. Okay. It does, if you allow it to be. But this is the problem that we get into. This is the problem we get into. Well, over there, Steve was a gambling addict, and he lost his home and his wife and his kids, and so we have to ban gambling. No, we don't.
No, maybe Steve has a problem and he needs help. Like what?
And maybe Steve should have not become a gambling addict.
I mean, again, are we going to take this logic and apply it to food or apply it to anything else? Like, again, like, so because somebody eats too much steak, I shouldn't be able to eat steak once in a while. Like, it's such a dumb take, dude. I can't Like I don't have a way to dial it back on this particular point. It's not my problem that you went out and did what you did and suffered the consequences of that. Do I have stuff that I'm working on and consequences that I'm dealing with in my life? Absolutely. We all do. But it's not my fault that you went ahead and did what you did, and now you got to pay a price, which is you can't play in the league, or the optics look terrible on the steel, or Dianna Russini lost $800,000 because she wanted to have an affair. Like, it's not my fault, dude. And it, like, it's just not. Like, people make choices, and then they want to run from those consequences. Like, it's okay to say, yeah, I wanted something. Was it not the best timing to do that? Yeah, it wasn't, and it didn't work out for me. So it is what it is. I'm dealing with it. That doesn't mean my life is over. My life isn't ruined. My name is Brendan Sorsby. I could actually go and be an advocate in the gambling world, teach kids why they shouldn't get involved in this. Like, I'm in my opinion, again, haven't seen a financial statement, but in my opinion, I have more than enough money to go and build some wealth. Like, I'm not in poverty. I'm not a peasant. Like, I have money. Like
I'm not a peasant.
People just won't say, yeah, you know what? It didn't work out this time, but how can I make the best of this situation? How can I do something that improves the situation after what happened? Like, that's what drives me nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't believe in limiting people's right to enjoy whatever they enjoy because you can't handle your liquor.
Or because you disagree with what they enjoy. Those two things specifically in our country. Oh, you don't like it? Well, just because you don't like it doesn't mean that it's wrong.
It's the Second Amendment argument.
Yeah, like it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, 100%. The problem with weed is it slows down the electrons firing in the brain. Many cannot afford this. Right, but you know.
Bro, did you just call the masses stupid?
I think he did. I believe he did. Rock and Rant, the prolific college football podcast host, who you should be promoting yourself. You're sitting amongst a bunch of college football fans. Is Texas Tech Sorsby going to become an Oak State Sorsby and make celebrity appearances at the casino?
Bro rolls up in orange and black.
Wow. Most higher end pain medications, especially opioids, have a similar thing. Okay. TJ Jarhead, I've always seen gambling a self-imposed tax on the poor. Most gamblers really shouldn't be, but it's not the government's responsibility to stop people from being self-destructive. Exactly right. Caleb Aylmore, hello. Oh, I'm super late. Saw this news the other day. Still cautiously optimistic about the season. You should be. Oklahoma State's going to be significantly better.
Yeah, and I don't think your business dealings are any reflection of what the football team is going to do or not do. Like, I just don't. I think that you are moving in the right direction. But again, as I've said about Oak State, Utah, TCU, K-State, hell, even Tech. Like, it's all about actually going out and winning the ball game. This was the USC argument I made last season. Like, you can have all the talent in the world, but you still got to go win the games. And the Big 12 just doesn't win enough games. That's the issue.
I would agree with that 100%. They just don't. Yeah. 47 straight. I mean, Pedo State did cover up the pulling of groins. They did.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have a football, but they shouldn't have an athletic department, in my opinion. Redline, the taxpayers end up paying for these gamblers and drug addicts that turn to crime. An ounce of prevention, a pound of cure. Well,
yeah, I mean, I just think that's a whole other conversation, dude. I understand it, but that's just a different thing.
Yeah. Any addiction ruins families if you let it control you. Truth.
But that doesn't mean that I should not be able to go and do what I want to do.
It's a Second Amendment argument. I mean, you should have the right to defend your home.
Yes.
No, I'm not going to get into that. Nope. People still defending Joe Pop for looking the other way when one of his coaches was doing something so bad still infuriates me. It is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. It was no surprise to see Nebraska go directly against Texas Tech, The state, especially coach politician Tom O, has been against gambling for a long time unless it's horse racing, which I still don't understand because you're betting.
Still gambling, dude.
It's wild to me. A George Washington gambling reference was interesting. Well done. Well done. Utah to come out with a no means no patch next week. Wow.
Sponsored by Adidas.
Wow. Yeah, how about that? Utah got an Adidas deal. It feels really undervalued to me.
Yeah, because it is undervalued. $7 million a year. Yeah, that's rough, dude.
Not a raise from the Under Armour deal, it doesn't look like.
No, it's a pay cut. They were making 10 a year in the Under Armour deal. This is definitely a pay cut.
It depends on who you ask what they were making. But and Adidas does have merit-based bonus systems for merch and still dry counties or parishes in Louisiana out there running that moonshine. Wasn't there a show about running moonshine? I can't remember what they called it. The founding fathers fiercely opposed gambling, viewing it as a moral vice that bred idleness and financial ruin. Yeah, you're way over my head now. I'm just stupid old Monty. Every sporting organization has warnings like don't bet on it. Everywhere is a warning not to gamble. You are warned about and you do it anyway. It's on you if you do it. That's what I'm saying, Brandon.
That's correct.
It's self-accountability, man. It is self-accountability, such as in like calling head coaches to get you out of speeding tickets. Now, you guys know that Big Nose Kate is, I'm not a huge fan of this story.
Well, you wanted this story to die. That's what you wanted.
But it won't die.
Correct. It won't die.
It keeps on giving and giving and giving, which is what Mike Vrabel said. Never mind. Anyway, the point is,
wow.
So there are all kinds of revelations that came out yesterday, a treasure trove of the bad actions of Dianna Russini. So apparently, one of the most fascinating parts of this story I read yesterday in the New York Times, Dianna Russini had a conversation with a New York Times reporter who was doing the story on her smashing Mike Vrabel. And she sent text messages to this reporter, like they had exchanges. And then after the fact said, oh, by the way, all these text messages we just exchanged, yeah, those are off the record. It doesn't work like that, Kate. It does not work like that.
How do you, if you're Dianna Russini, say stuff like intense scrutiny and personal attacks? This had a significant impact on my life, both professionally and personally. And then after you said that, then you want to say none of this is on the record. You're Dianna Russini, and you think that you can unwind the watch? Like, you need to lead with that. Hey, nothing I'm about to say here is on the record. Or you could just not be texting at all, and you could not put it in writing, and you could have just said it with your voice, and then you would have been much more protected. But I like, again, like, I don't know. Maybe we're just just beating this into the ground this week, this concept. Dude, do you have no like situational awareness? No ability to say, yeah, I'm Dianna Russini. I'm me. I built this incredible career, and now it's all burning, and I'm talking about this story, and I seemingly don't understand how on the record, off the record works somehow. Like, come on.
The cop thing is amazing. So Dianna Russini has a massive texting and driving problem, apparently. So apparently Dianna will text and drive and get pulled over. Cop rolls up to the car. Dianna becomes the engaging personality that she is. Builds a rapport with the cop. Finds out that, pick your poison, Ben Johnson of the Chicago Bears is this cop's favorite football team and head coach. She FaceTimes Ben Johnson and has Ben Johnson get her out of the ticket by talking to the cop who loves the Chicago Bears. And allegedly, this happened multiple times. Are you out your goddamn mind? Let me get this right. Dianna Russini is getting pulled over and having NFL coaches get her out of tickets. Did I mention that she was making $800,000 is the job she gave away for smashing Mike Vrabel, allegedly? She was making $800,000. And it's gone. Like, you
Just
don't
like that, dude.
you don't
Like
replace
that.
sorry, you don't replace $800,000.
Nope.
That's incredible. One, I said she was making $800,000. Are you serious? This girl was making $800,000. Wow. That feels like a lot of money. That feels like a lot of money.
Because it is a lot of money. And again, I just like to point this out for everyone. This is a concept that I've been beaten over the head with in my young life. Like, you don't appreciate what you have until you don't have it anymore. Like, what do you mean that you pissed away $800,000 because you wanted to have an affair? Like, do we not have any self-discipline? Do we not have any understanding of, like, yeah, dude, great career, making a ton of money, and just can't control myself? Notice everything we're talking about today is all centered around self-control. All of it. Cheating on your wife, cheating on your spouse, gambling problems, drinking problems, whatever it is, all first team SRT at Georgia, right? Like, all of these things are centered around people who can't in the moment say, you know what? Yeah, probably shouldn't be doing that. Probably shouldn't be texting and driving, right? Probably shouldn't be at a resort, at a couples only resort with Mike. Yeah, probably shouldn't be doing that considering I have a ring on my finger. Like, that's
Probably shouldn't be doing that.
like, it's not difficult to understand. And so, again, as more stuff starts to come out, like this cop thing, or any like the on the record, off the record thing, you start to see one's character and their mannerisms and how they behave situationally. And I just think that based on what we see, Dianna Russini is someone with a lovely personality who's very charismatic, very good at what she does, and she's had so much success because she is so good with people. The problem is when you start leveraging that to get out of stuff like tickets, or to maybe get more out of a situation than you should be, that's when you start to get in trouble. That's when you start to get, issues start popping up. So I'm not really all that surprised. I mean, would it surprise anyone if Dianna Russini was the kind of person who thought that she could get away with this for years and it wouldn't be an issue?
No.
I mean, that's kind of what it seems like it is to me. Like, again, I'm speculating. I don't have facts, to base that on, but based on what we're hearing, that's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, I think that she will never work in journalism again because she did not keep her bosses informed. She wrote a long expose about Mike Vrabel and the year off that he had from coaching. And now it looks like, well, I wonder how she got that kind of access. That's how she got that kind of access. She did not alert editors to any conflicts of interest involving Vrabel. She never disclosed. A friend of Russini said she resigned because she saw, quote, an opportunity to reimagine her career and spend more time with her children. Oh. Okay, so wait, you just casually resigned and gave away 800 grr? And you're like, well, I could reimagine my career. You're not going to make $800,000 doing a podcast.
Come on.
When does she have Mike Vrabel on her podcast?
I mean, I don't know when she has the cojones to do the podcast again. I mean, right? Like,
Oh, she will do the podcast again. She's going to do something.
well,
Are you telling me
there's no way she can do nothing? I mean, you're telling me that we're never going to hear from Dianna Russini again? Come on.
She has to do something. When does she go on The View, or when? I don't even know who does these sit down interviews anymore.
It's not going to be ESPN, I can tell you that, and it's not going to be ABC.
Probably not. I don't know where she goes. When does she do like the Today Show? Does she do Good Morning America? I don't even know who's on that show, but I don't know where the sit down is.
Yeah, it's not going to be with mainstream television. I don't think. I think she needs to do a sit down with someone who does a professionally produced podcast or off mainstream production, and
Bussin' with the boys.
I mean, it would be fitting, right? Like, I think that again, it needs to be. All jokes aside, honestly, like a Netflix style thing wouldn't be a bad idea, right? Like, you're talking about a situation and a story that if you step back from her career and you just look at the whole story, it's a hell of a story, dude. Like, take your feelings away about Dianna Russini and Mike and just look at, hey, NFL reporter, who leverages sourced information regularly, is embroiled in an affair, and it impacted one of the best head coaches in the NFL. Like, that's got Netflix written all over it.
You want to know what the funny thing is? Marcus texted me 2 minutes ago and said, this is a Netflix special, $5 million, sit down. We'll even let you choose the host.
Yeah. I mean, $5
million, $5 million. That thing will bang subscriptions for Netflix.
Yes.
I would tend to agree with that. I think this is the first time you and Marcus have ever agreed on anything.
Yeah, I mean, I just couldn't agree more. I mean, it is. I agree with the sentiment. It's just about how much Netflix would pay for it, because I'm telling you right now, the day that Netflix rolls out with the Russini files, that's what I would call it, the Russini files. That's going to be. That would do all-time numbers, in my opinion, for Netflix. Legitimately, it would do all-time numbers.
Do you do like an expose style thing where you go to her house and the first shot you see is it's a fade up into Diana's kitchen and she's making like avocado toast or something?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be it's either that or a hotel room. Obviously, she's on the road constantly. As a reporter, you are on the road constantly. So I mean, I would want it shot in a hotel room. I'd also want a shot in her house with her husband and her kids. Like, I think it's the story, as far as Netflix is concerned, is not just about Rossini's life. That's not the story. That's a part of the story, but the story is the impact it had on the NFL and just all the people woven into this. I want to know, dude, if Netflix did a thing, I want to hear from her friends. I want to hear from like Jay Glazer and different head coaches and like all sides of it. I want to see, like, Netflix is already doing, this is the thing. Netflix is already doing NFL business, right? Like the quarterback series is coming back in a month or whatever it is.
Right.
Like, we're already getting that synergy between Netflix and the NFL. So doing a Russini Files hit for the NFL would not at all be out of the question.
Would you watch?
Oh, 100% I would watch. Yeah. I would watch even if Russini refused to be a part of it. Like, I think they should do it even if she's not in it, because I think there's so much material. Like, I think that you could do a Russini based thing, episode, like a 4-episode thing or whatever, a mini series, without her even being in it, because of how many people were impacted and involved in this situation, in my opinion.
Yeah. Chewy says, okay, miss, blow into this. Chewy for $2. Michigan letting Land O'Lakes butter patch on the jersey.
Listen, Land O'Lakes butter is phenomenal. Okay. Don't hate on it. It wasn't the butter. It was the knives. We all know that.
Jake's now a butter expert because he's fat and he lives in the Midwest. Wait, like she basically traded on inside information as a journalist. She did.
Yeah. I mean, right?
Brandon Butler says 60 Minutes is hiring.
Yeah. Why don't we get Scott Pelley on the set, dude?
Honestly, Russini and Sorsby both need to talk to the same person as if there was a Barbara Walters of 2026. Barbara Wawa. Don't you miss shows like that? I miss shows. I would watch. I think all of us would watch. She's hot. It's a story about sex
and
infidelity. Like it's got all the ingredients that today's scumbag millennials want.
Yep. Happy to be a scumbag on this one, dude. Give it to me. I want it all. I want it.
I want the Hallmark movie.
Yep, I want it. I want the 5-piece special. I want my dinner ready to go. I want my TV set up. Let's get down, dude.
Yeah, Skinamax.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm ready, bro. I am.
Me?
Yes, me. Absolutely.
There's got to be an OnlyFans account that's already remade Dianna Russini and
There has to be. Yes.
Does she ever work again?
Not in mainstream sports, but she will make content again. She will. I think I'm telling you, she should just do a podcast. Do a podcast and have people on your show. That's all you have to do. Talking head show.
But who's going to go on her show?
All kinds of people will go on her show. What do you mean? You don't think that she could easily get players, personnel?
No.
Come on.
No. She will. Oh, dude. I think she will be taboo in the NFL world. Because if you go on her show, if she does a podcast and you go on there as a guest, automatically people are going to say that you two had sex. Automatically. Can Sean Payton never go on her show?
No, but Sean Payton, see, I think there's actually a delineation. Like Sean Payton, again, obviously Mike Vrabel, like anybody in the story who was even remotely close to her in terms of sexual relations is probably not going on her show. But again, like if Dianna Russini talking to somebody, I think would be, there's plenty of bandwidth there. She just needs to figure out how she wants to do it.
Bro.
And it's what you always say, right? I mean, look, you made a choice. Now you just need, she just needs to get over the shame of it and wear it a little bit and embrace the opportunity that comes with this, with the infamy, if you will. And if she does that, she will be just fine. And I'm not saying that's easy to do, but at some point, Diana's got to make the decision. Hey, I can't go back and unwind the watch. I can't fix the fact that I cheated on my spouse. I let down my kids and I ruined my career. You can't unwind that watch. But what you can do is you can say, okay, well, what can I do with what's in front of me? I'm me. People know me. There's an appetite for my story. How can I monetize that? And
what is she going to say, though? What is she going to... Is she going to say, yeah, we smashed? She can't say that. Can she say that?
It depends on the conversation she's had with her husband, honestly.
Yeah. I
get it. It's not comfortable. I get it. But again, I think we agree on this. She's got to do something. She has to figure out a way forward. She's not just going to okay, listen, if Dianna Russini thinks that she can just roll up on a podcast and never address this, you're out of your damn mind. You're out of your damn mind. The first time you appear again publicly on video, you're talking about what happened here. It's just a ticking life sentence. If you don't want to work again, then you'll never have to talk about it. But you ever want to work again? You ever want to you ever want to be on FanDuel, or you ever want to get some type of deal? You want to do a Barstool deal, let's say, or whatever it might be. You're gonna have to talk about this, man. That's just, it is what it is.
It
is the price.
Yeah, I just am surprised that so many. I don't know, man. I maybe I'm naive. I can't believe she ever goes on and blatantly says, yeah, Vrabel and I made babies together, or attempted to, and maybe we did.
Right, but everyone, it's pretty clear that she did. That's the point. Like it's not really in dispute. Like,
What do
it's
you
not.
mean she did?
It's not in dispute that these two had relations. Like, I think what is pretty clear.
Well, I'm not willing to. Yeah, maybe it's not in dispute. I don't know. Neither one of them has openly talked about it. I mean, obviously, Mike took some time to focus on the family.
Why did if these two didn't have relations, why is Mike Vrabel going to counseling and therapy for 5 minutes? Like,
Saboner, Arizona will do that to you.
family. Like, come on. Yeah, nice pigskin, Dianna. Thanks.
You know. I mean, my opinion is they had an affair.
Yeah.
But I can't believe she ever sits down for an interview and is just like, yeah, we had a years-long affair.
Look, I guess here's what it comes down to. It depends what she wants. I mean, if she just wants to ride off into the sunset, just going out on a limb here, I think she's made more than enough money in her career to find a way to not work again and still be fine. Regardless,
what do you want to hear her say? What questions does Dianna Russini need to answer?
Any question that an athlete would typically have to answer about a performance they just put on. Hey, Dianna, how are you doing? Hey, Dianna, what's next for you? Hey, like what?
Yeah, I don't give a rat's ass about that.
Oh, then you're the one.
Did you and Mike Vrabel actually have a years-long affair that included extramarital sex?
Yes.
How did that start?
That's how the Netflix 5-part series begins.
Who knew?
Yes.
Did you have sex with other NFL head coaches? Did you have sex with NFL players? That's what I want to know.
Right. So my point is, this all comes down to what she wants her life to look like the rest of the way. If she wants to work again, if she wants to, I don't believe in saying things like you're going to repair your image. I think that's a made up corporate.
That's not happening.
Right. But what I do believe in is, again, this concept of, and this is not unique to Dianna, it's just because she's in it. But like with Dianna or Tiger Woods is an example, perfect example, right? Tiger
right out of rehab to announce major changes to the PGA Tour.
Yeah, right? Like, hey, I was overseas for how long doing my drug rehab, and I just came back, and it's totally fine, no big deal, no problem. Like Dianna Russini has the opportunity to control the narrative in the sense that she could definitely talk about this and open up about it a little bit and speak on it and tell her side of the story. That's because ultimately that's all we're doing here. We're just hearing her opinions on what happened, her narrative, how she felt about it. Like my personal opinion is, we're way past did these two have sex or not have sex, or have an affair or not have an affair. We're way past that, because the truth is whether you did or didn't, or no matter how far it did or didn't go, you're guilty in the court of public opinion. Like, you don't have a job, you lost your job, there's so much drama around this that now we're at a point where it's like, okay, you're in a place where you've disappeared now for, I mean, hell, July is next week, dude. Like, what are we going on? 90 days now or whatever it's been? Like, it's been months now, and Mike has moved on. So at some point, I feel like she owes it to herself to come out and talk and like work through this a little bit. But maybe we never hear from her again. I would be surprised by that, but maybe we never hear from her again.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how this all plays out. She never gets away from it.
No,
she never gets away from it.
Yeah,
this is her legacy forever.
Yes.
I don't know how you would even change that.
And she earned that, by the way. I'm not saying that from a place of sympathy.
No, stop it. She's not doing OnlyFans. Come on.
No, she's not doing OnlyFans. No.
She has kids, dude. Like, I think she will be fine. I don't know about 800K fine, but she was interesting, and now she's strangely more interesting.
Yeah, she is.
Can you guys believe she was making 800 grand?
The minimum is a book deal, in my opinion. The minimum is a book deal. You have to do something.
My life after smashing Vrabes.
Yeah.
Hey, Diana, are your kids Mike Vrabel's kids? Did Mike Vrabel father your children? God, would anybody ask her that?
That's a ballsy question.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Ugh. And if you say, I'm not going to talk about my kids,
It's over.
Waves in opposition.
that's a yes.
That's a yes. That is a yes.
Does she play the victim card?
Well, what's the victim card here?
They wouldn't give me information unless I had sex with him. I was trafficked around the NFL. Does she play the victim card?
I would not do that. No, I think, see, again, this goes back to the game you want to play, right? Like, if you're
So
Dianna
just be a debutante is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Just
like,
wear this.
Yeah, dude, I would just own it. Like I think that if you look at our country's culture, we lap this up. We love this. We just die for this kind of material. And if she would just, if she would just say, I did this, this is the impact it had on my life, this is what I'm doing or what I'd like to do moving forward. Do you understand the respect people would have for you if you would just come out and own the fact that you cheated on your husband with Mike Vrabel? If you just owned it, I think the opportunities that would open for her, the doors that potentially would open, are endless. You have no idea who would approach you and say, yeah, you know what? Now that you've owned it, like now we're interested. But if you're just going to run from this your whole life, like you're not going to get more opportunity.
The Charlotte Hornets are trading LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to the Timberwolves for Naz Reid and a 2033 unprotected first-round pick.
Love the deal. Love the deal, dude. Love the deal for Minnesota.
Pick swaps in 28, 29, 30, and 3 second-round picks in 29, 32, and 33.
Yep.
Wow. Huge trade in the NBA. Huge trade in the NBA. All right, back to sex. No. To put a bow around Dianna Russini, I just don't think what happens after she talks about Mike Vrabel? Because I want to know who she called. I think it matters. I just kicked the underside of my desk. Like, I think it matters which coaches she called.
It does.
I think it matters. And
I'm curious if, just a sidebar to this discussion with Russini, I'm curious if there's anxiety around the league with the coaches that she did potentially sleep with outside of Mike. Like, if
so you think there were others?
I'm sure at one point because there's a difference between a one-night thing and a full-blown affair, right? Like both of them are cheating on your spouse, but in totality and from a damage standpoint, there's a difference. And so if she had this long-standing multi-year, affair with Mike, it's a natural question to ask, okay, well, did you have any other relations with other coaches? Like, is this something that was a one-off example and you and Mike just had a thing and you loved each other and you just couldn't get away from it? Or was this a thing where you were leveraging this before you met Mike, and then you met Mike and you two hit it off so strongly that you just couldn't say no? That would be the question that I would be asking.
Do you? Because my belief is they were in love.
Right. Yeah.
That is my belief. I think they were in love.
I didn't take that kind of risk not being in love. There's no way this was just like hey, let's just have a little fling and I'll risk my entire career on it.
Yeah, I don't think I have very little doubt that they are in love. or were. And I think that's part of the pain of this situation is that you don't have a way. You don't have a way to get away from this on a personal level because this was also massive heartbreak. In my opinion, I also think she probably is mourning the lifestyle a little bit.
I would agree with that completely.
Right?
I think that's the more painful part.
You're
honestly.
traveling around the country, covering the NFL. You're going to places like Sedona, smashing with your boyfriend. I mean, look how much time she was away from home. A lot. And I wonder, maybe the source at the New York Times was correct that she wanted a lifestyle change. I don't know. There are a lot of other ways to do that than burning down an $800,000 career.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I say the best advice, in my opinion, that you could give to Dianna Russini with how to move forward with her life is to set her personal feelings aside, both positive and negative. Set your feelings aside, go and do the interview, wear it, and then let some time pass. A month, 6 weeks. After that, then you need to roll out with some type of whatever's going to be next, whether that's, a podcast or like whatever, a book deal, a podcast. I mean, I don't know. Like whatever she wants to do next, that's then when she would do that. You can't listen. It's a mistake. I'll go as far as to say this. It's a mistake for Dianna Russini to never talk about this and just try to go to the next thing. If you do that, you will fail at everything that you do because all anyone's going to want to talk about is what you did versus just face it head on, wear it, have egg on your face for 20 minutes during the interview, and then move along.
Yeah. Yeah. But Monty, is that really an open question? Like, what percentage doubt do you have that they had the affair? I don't have. My opinion is that Dianna Russini and Mike Vrabel had a years-long affair. And I think they were in love. That's my opinion. And I would put that at like 80%. I would. The Natural. Hello. We need Mike and Dianna and her husband love for a You Are Not the Father, Jesus.
Yeah, bro.
Can you imagine that? Those three sitting on a stage with Maury Povich?
Yeah, it's really rough, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, for those guys, like for her husband, it's a very simple proposition. You can just keep doing you, never talk about it, and you're not going to be worse for the wear. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
But again, I still maintain, because the other thing you got to think about here is once Dianna does talk, because I do think she will, what does that do to Vrabel? Because once she talks, people are going to have questions for Mike. I guarantee it. Guarantee it that it'll bring up more questions, more concerns, and he's going to have to deal with that. For sure.
I don't know what it does to Vrabes. Because I maintain that he's past it now. It's over.
For now.
Yeah, it's over. It's not a thing on his radar anymore. He's not getting fired. When your owner was at the Jade Dragon getting a rub and tug, I think an extramarital affair is probably not getting you fired. Could be wrong.
Bro.
Well, am I wrong?
Dude, it's the Orchids of Asia Spa. Come on.
We're really focused on Philadelphia right now.
Come on.
Yeah, we're focused on the Jets today.
Same thing. Breaking news out of the NBA. LaMelo Ball traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves this morning for an ass load of picks and Naz Reid. It's a lot of, I think that is the technical term. A lot of draft picks going to the Charlotte Hornets. Do you like Ant and LaMelo playing together?
Yeah, I think that the Timberwolves' big problem in the playoffs is they didn't have enough secondary scoring.
Yeah, they weren't dynamic.
Yeah, that was the problem. And
but
I
they
love
have Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert. Yeah, I think that you have rim protection, but you need more. You need more dynamic scoring. This is a league where many nights it's going to take 110 points to win a ball game. So
I would
having
agree.
only one guy that can put up 30 for you is kind of rough. And I understand that everyone wants to ride the Jaden McDaniels train, and he's awesome. But ultimately, him, Ant, and LaMelo together is a pretty dynamic set of guards and wings to have to deal with. And the problem is when you're defending this team now, you got to pick up LaMelo like just after half court, because you can say what you want about the guy. The guy can flat out shoot it. He has got range for days. And I don't agree with the, hey, I'm going to drive my Ferrari all over the city and run through red lights and get in car accidents portion of his life. But I agree that he's a dynamic passer, can really shoot it, and is a dangerous player to try to defend.
I think this makes them. Didn't you used to have the Timberwolves in the East? I think this makes the Timberwolves a very, very powerful team because they're going to play faster. That's what this league requires now. You look at the Knicks just dominating Wemby in the pick and roll. You need to be able to do that. I also think the Timberwolves couldn't do that. And I think Anthony Edwards sees his body breaking down a little bit, and he's dealt with a lot of injuries the last 2 years. I think getting him off the ball a little more can never be a bad idea.
Completely agree.
And him and LaMelo running the break has an opportunity to be electric.
Yeah, very special. That's what I'm saying. It's a special duo. LaMelo, look, everyone looks at his scoring, but his passing is really the thing here. I mean, he gives you so many more opportunities on the offensive end to run just unique sets, and I agreed, play with pace. Like I like the deal a lot for Minnesota. Absolutely, I like the deal.
I'm curious what this does to the Lakers, because this makes Minnesota a legitimate threat in the West. And you guys, I'm sure you heard that Austin Reeves signed a $185 million extension with the Lakers yesterday, which I think was huge. We talked about this on the show because don't forget, this is a Lakers show.
Right.
Austin Reeves was a must keep for them. Can they make a move to get Walker Kessler now? Because you keep Luka, Austin Reeves, and you bring in Walker Kessler, this is a completely different team now. And I don't know what happens with LeBron. Obviously, with the Giannis to Miami trade, that significantly changes the landscape of the East. I don't know that that's a huge impact on the West, because I still think, is Giannis a guy who can go to Miami and turn the fortunes of that team around? You're better for having him, very clearly. You swap Tyler Hero for Giannis, I'm going to say that's an upgrade. Now, can you get Thanasis there? Because that's the only way you're going to win a championship.
Yeah, I mean, without Thanasis, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah. What does this trade do to LeBron, do you think?
Well, I mean, I think LeBron is. I maintain LeBron would like to stay in LA. They're working on a deal allegedly. But
no question, his preference has to be to stay with the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, I would think. I think Ron wants to win a championship, dude, and I get that, but the Lakers, specifically Luka, has to find a way to stay healthy, man. You can't be hurt at that time of the year. That's just not good enough. And I understand he's not trying to be hurt, but it's just a very black and white thing. It's like you're either available or you're not. And he wasn't available. And I think what's challenging is the renaissance for LeBron against Houston was incredible to watch. And so, what does it do to him? Well, I would hope that it sends a shot over the bow of the Lakers that, hey, like, the West continues to get better. The NBA championship sits in the East right now, and the West needs to continue to improve and get better. And part of it is the fact that the West is so much better than the East that, yeah, guys like Ant and LeBron and Luka and Book dealt with it for years. Kevin Durant, like the best players in the West deal with injury because the West is just such a grind. It's just hard to get through. So I think that the Wolves are better. Again, I'll keep saying it. You got to prove that you can win significant ball games of meaning. You got to prove that you have your stuff together when there's 10 seconds on the clock and you need to find a good open look to win the game by 1. Like you got to show that. But they were a problem. They just couldn't put it together in the playoffs. So hopefully this allows them to do that.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they look like in January, February. Because I do think LaMelo is going to be an acquired taste. How does he react to being traded? I mean, because he has not had the smoothest. He has not had the smoothest transition, LaMelo. I don't think he's truly found his way in this league yet. I think there's so much more top end there.
Yeah, he hasn't. What he hasn't done yet is he hasn't played on a team that's playing for anything. He's been playing free flowing, do whatever you want basketball. And while I love that, and I think that it showcased his skill a little bit, you're talking about going to a different culture and a different level of NBA basketball where you are trying to win a championship and there are actually expectations, and it's not going to be good enough for you to just take whatever shot you want. And so there's going to be some turbulence. I think when you that bringing him in, you understand that there's going to be an adjustment period for LaMelo Ball trying to learn how to play meaningful basketball. Because I maintain that's what most players struggle with in the league when they get traded like this. You went from what you knew to just playing free flowing basketball. Like you were basically playing Chino Hills basketball in Charlotte, right? Weren't playing for anything, just out here balling, hooping, having fun, doing whatever you really wanted to do. And now you're going to Minnesota and you're playing with guys who have expectation, who want to win a championship, who are not going to stand for you just taking awful shots and doing whatever you want to do. So I think that's going to be the significant challenge here. But for the record, I think it's a really good deal. Yeah, FTR, it's on YouTube. I think it's a really good deal.
I think the Lakers have to move on from LeBron to get better. And Minnesota just got significantly better.
Yeah.
And if you look at OKC, this Jaylen Brown to the Spurs rumor is really picking up. And if there's a place where De'Aaron Fox actually works, I think it's Boston. And I'm really curious to see if Jason Tatum returns to the guy that we think he is, which will probably be later this year. It would be February, March. He'll be back at his peak, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
If you add De'Aaron Fox to that group, if you swap out Jaylen Brown and you add De'Aaron Fox, I think that makes a lot more sense than just leaving Jaylen and Jason together, because that does not work, in my opinion. I think you have to make a change there. And I'm really interested to see, would Jaylen Brown help the San Antonio Spurs? It depends on what kind of attitude Jaylen Brown brings to the Alamo, because I think he is constantly a malcontent, in my opinion. He is that guy who's never really happy and you really don't know what he's thinking. But I think Victor Wembanyama needs a mentor. He needs somebody to show him how to win. And Jaylen Brown might be that guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think that any team that Jaylen Brown goes to, it's going to be his team. Jaylen Brown's not going anywhere to be second. And I think that's the problem with him going to San Antonio is that's Wemby's team. Like it just is. And I think that the power struggle between Wemby and Jaylen Brown would be, would just be a little bit of an issue, right? I think that, you would, if I was looking at this deal and I was in San Antonio, my first call would be to Wemby to ask him, hey, like we're looking at Jaylen, do you see that as a good fit, or how would you view being Jaylen Brown's teammate? or him being.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and just see like what the reaction is, because the last thing you want to do is make a significant investment through a trade, or really in free agency for that matter, and bring in a guy that's going to have power struggle issues with Wemby. So that's kind of the concern I would have. But the concern with De'Aaron Fox, what his best fit is. His best fit is anywhere he's going to decide to actually learn how to make a jumper when it matters. The ass shooting, the bricks, the terrible, just awful shooting percentage.
Turnovers.
And the turnovers. Like you can't, I don't know what happened to De'Aaron Fox and the guy who was a killer, but that just wasn't on display this year.
Because I think that dynamic in San Antonio was too young to win. They don't know how to win big games.
Right. Yeah.
Because when I will continue to say this, and I'm sure Big Daddy Magic is going to get his ovaries in a twist over it, but Victor Wembanyama is very gettable on the court.
I don't have ovaries.
You do, though. Victor Wembanyama is a guy that, in my opinion, it's Rudy Gobert. When you're that big and lumbering, and you can't help but be at that size, you're defensible.
Right.
And you can have highlight reels during the regular season. Those things don't exist in the playoffs. They just don't. So I think Victor Wembanyama needs a number 2, and I think Jaylen Brown's that perfect guy. And I think Boston, because they have the money and they have the mix, they don't need somebody that's constantly attacking, score. And De'Aaron is much better as a passive player, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you have a system and a culture in Boston that could really work for De'Aaron Fox. And somebody has got to go into San Antonio as a leader on the floor and humble Victor Wembanyama, because he got humiliated in the finals. There is no doubt. The moment he said, "I'm in your head," that's where that series ended.
Yep.
And my opinion is that Victor Wembanyama is the reason that they lost. And now he has to be the reason that they win.
Yeah, the bounce back and the progression has to happen. I
agree. Totally agree. Monty, I think you shouldn't drink this early. Okay. Christigan Kostopoulos. LeBron can go anywhere he wants. He is an unrestricted free agent. Right, but my guess is he doesn't want to leave LA. I mean, all of his businesses are there. His family's there. His roots are there. I don't buy that he would go back to Miami, no. The guy doesn't need the money. I mean, he legit is a billionaire. He doesn't need the money. Right? I don't know. Why would he do that?
Yeah,
I don't think he would.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown to San Antonio is a great fit for him. Jaylen is such a great player. He will open up the offense for them.
Yeah, but I think it's more than just what he does for the offense, man. I think it's about the relations. I think it's about the personalities in the room. Jaylen's a nice player, but again, you're talking about a player who hasn't been able to figure it out with Jason Tatum. What does that say about you? It's not that hard to understand.
Yeah, I am amazed. Josh Green isn't just a throw-in in this trade, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The Timberwolves get LaMelo Ball and Josh Green. The Hornets get Naz Reid and, again, an ass load of picks.
Right. Because the Hornets are in a Hornet.
Yeah. So I don't think this is necessarily just a throw-in Josh Green deal. That's a pretty solid trade for the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious to see what that does. But I think LeBron, I hear everybody talking about Bronny, and he would have to take Bronny. Bronny is, do you guys understand how good he was in the second half of last year?
Yeah, Bronny's an NBA player now, dude. He is a rotational NBA player coming off the bench that contributes nightly.
And his defense has gotten so much better. I don't think that's at all a factor. I think LeBron doesn't want to leave LA. He runs that town. Why would you want to leave that town? Right? And I think getting the Austin Reeves deal done really helps them get a LeBron deal done if they want it.
Yes.
You have to go and get Walker Kessler. I think that's the trade that has to happen. They were supposedly close on draft night. That didn't happen. And Danny Ainge is notoriously slow to make trades. But that doesn't mean he won't. I'm really curious to see if the Jazz would trade Walker Kessler to the Lakers. Because Jazz fans would be livid about that. But you have a glut now. I mean, we'll see. If Wemby needs a mentor, Bron ain't a bad choice.
He's not going to San Antonio, dude.
That doesn't feel like a good fit.
Bron's not going to the San Antonio Spurs, dude. That's not happening. If Bron's leaving LA, he's going back to Cleveland or he's going to the Warriors. I don't even buy the Heat angle. I just think he's past that now. That was a chapter. He's not going back to Pat Riley. I think that the Olympics fortified Bron's relationship with Steph, and that's why he would go to Golden State to try to win a championship and kind of send his career off. But I also think that for Bron, there's a lot of value in winning one more championship in LA. I think it's been.
I think he may need that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been too many seasons now since you won the bubble championship, and a lot of people discount that. I don't, but a lot of people do. And I think he wants to win one more before he retires.
Yeah, we'll see. Gabriel, how are you? Jake, what a shitty point you just made. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It's trash.
Bron definitely doesn't want to leave Cali. He will end up signing with Golden State, and Steph Draymond will retire along with him. I think Steph Curry's got a lot of ball left in him. I don't think he's looking to retire. I really don't. So I'm curious how much more gas Draymond's got. I don't know that he wants to. I don't know that he wants to fight the way that he's had to fight the last 5 years. Draymond's not had an easy go. And I know everybody on this show hates him. And
yeah, I mean, he's clearly almost done. I mean, I think maybe 1-2 seasons left at most.
And I think with them drafting Yaxel, I mean, you have a player that now he can. Although I thought it was funny, Yaxel, who went to Michigan, obviously Draymond fighting football players in East Lansing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that jab from Yaxel was funny the other night, but
right.
I'm just curious to see where all of this ends up, because I'm not convinced the Warriors are going to have Draymond Green on their roster to start the season.
No, I think the Warriors are committed to winning a championship. They're not committed to players now outside of Steph.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think Steph has a long way to go.
I think that lack of commitment to players began when they traded Clay. I think once you traded Clay, then it was like, all right, Steph is the only untouchable.
I mean, obviously that turned out to be the right move to trade him, by the way. So we'll see. I don't know. How many championships does Victor Wembanyama eventually win?
3.
Does he win one?
Oh yeah, he's going to win one. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. It's a matter of how many. I think that I think he's. Listen, man, you're talking about a guy who's been in the league 3 years or whatever it's been now. Already getting to the NBA Finals, like that's a hell of an accomplishment. I think that we shouldn't be discounting that, and I think that. I agree with the point that you're talking about losing the NBA Finals to a veteran team. I mean, these guys have been around the block. They know how to win ball games. They know how to play the game. They know.
You got exposed.
Yeah, you did. But again, that's my point, is that you're young. You don't know how to win yet, but you're already
it's too much
there.
To say it's on him that they lost the finals.
Yeah, I think that, look, here's why I think it's on Victor. It's on Victor because, one, he didn't perform late in most of those games. He missed a ton of shots.
Disappeared.
Yeah, just not a factor late in the game, which is not a good look. But two, I think when you're talking about being Victor Wembanyama, your role isn't just to score. Your role is to impact the game on both ends. You clearly are a tenacious defender. You know how to block shots. You know how to eat space. I don't doubt that. What I doubt is your ability to understand I have the ball in my hands in this portion of the floor. The defense is coming. Where is the open player that can get a high percentage look? That's what Victor Wembanyama does not know how to do yet. And when he does know how to do it, and he views the tape and he learns that skill and he understands how to leverage his threat to the defense, then he will become unstoppable, because then guys like Castle standing in the corner are going to keep knocking down threes, and defenses aren't going to have anything that they can really do about it, because it's like, all right, high percentage three or one-on-one with Victor, right? Like that's the proposition that Victor Wembanyama will eventually put on defenses. But right now, he doesn't know how to do that because he's young. He's 3 years in the league and he's been in the NBA finals already. He's the best player on his team. He's going to win championships. It's not in dispute. I maintain it's a matter of how many he's going to win. And I would say the over-under is probably 3. I think if he really takes big strides mentally and learns the game and learns how to win at the NBA level, you could see this guy go on a historic pace. But if
it's not in San Antonio.
No, probably not. Probably not. He probably needs to get to a bigger market team, do that whole thing. But again, this was the concern with Giannis back in the day when Giannis came to the league. Hey, is the guy going to build his body and go on to do what he needs to do? Yeah, he did. He did. So
and he won a championship.
Yeah, and he won a championship. Now the problem is why is he leaving? Because he wants to win more championships. In my opinion, he took 4 seasons too long to make that decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I don't disagree. Jake, LeBron will be in San Francisco or back home to Cleveland. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm not saying Bron would leave. I'm saying as a mentor to Wemby. Yeah, he'd be fantastic. Never going to happen. LeBron needs to finish off his career in Cleveland. I really don't want him on the Lakers this season. Well, I would agree with that. Brown to Denver, stop. I think, listen, Jaylen Brown is somebody that Jaylen Brown is just combustible. He's not an easy personality. That's the biggest issue.
Right.
But I think him in San Antonio makes a lot of sense. Especially with Dylan Harper's eruption. And
yep.
I mean, you're probably going to have to give up Champagne, or you're going to have to give up one of those young guys. You're not giving up Castle or Harper. You're never doing that. At least I wouldn't think you would.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't give up Castle, Harper, or Wemby to get Jaylen Brown.
No, absolutely not.
Champagne, I would.
Those 3 guys are your core.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not Wemby's fault the team loses leads in the 4th.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste energy arguing with you, dude. If you really think that, you need to go back and watch.
Knicks perfected their rotation for every quarter, and Spurs coach didn't. I think there's a lot of blame to go around for the Spurs meltdowns. Victor Wembanyama was his inability to affect the game in the 4th quarter is a big reason they lost. Josh Hart was out rebounding him. How many highlights of Josh Hart going over Victor Wembanyama do we have?
Wanting it more, dude. Just wanting it more.
You can't absolve him, in my opinion. You can't. Bron, Steph, Jimmy, Dre, the Golden State girls. Okay. Hall of Fame says it was Wemby's fault, dude. I think he played a big part of it. Real quick, what was the point of us drafting Dalton Connect? Dalton Connect has been frustratingly passive. And JJ wants guys. It's why Austin Reeves is such a stud. He's aggressive. Dalton Connect is not aggressive. And I think there's just, because remember, they had him traded and then he wasn't traded. And there's been some awkwardness there. Cat can play, though. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think the hard part is that he's on the same team with Austin Reeves. He's on the same team with Bron and Luka. Like, he's a secondary player on that particular roster. So I think asking him to be aggressive is difficult when the guy at the NBA level is meant to make a living as a 3-and-D guy and occasionally go to the basket. Like, I think you're putting like the Lakers are putting him in a really difficult position and expecting good results,
which you're rarely going to get.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's interesting. What about LeBron to other teams? Well, the other LA team are the Clippers going to trade Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah. Are we not able to reference the Clippers by name due to the tree scandal, or what are we doing there, dude? Like, what do you mean the other LA team?
Yeah, I think the problem is that you're going to, you need to make a decision on Kawhi Leonard and another Spurs target. Obviously, they know him quite well, but the most blame is on the Spurs coach. You can't give players taking quick threes. Well, I agree that Spurs coach has issues. Victor Wembanyama disappeared.
You're doing the whataboutism, brother. You want to talk about the Spurs coach, and I'm telling you, the coach isn't the one out there on the floor making the plays, right? The reality is this comes down to the fact that you had 29-point leads and pissed them away, largely due to the fact that Victor Wembanyama didn't take control on the floor and dominate the game for his team. It's that simple.
Yeah. I'm wondering when this Kawhi situation finally comes to a conclusion. That's a great question, dude. Great question. The stadium guy, Osage James. Victor is a giant praying mantis and will have nothing but ankle injuries. Well, I hope that's not the case. P.S. I agree with the other person who says afternoon shows are better. We're never going back to afternoons. Jake's a pussy. It's as simple as that. We're never going back to afternoons. When we go back to afternoons, it'll only because Jake shaved, fully shaved.
What an idiot.
So are you not allowed to fully shave, Jake, or?
No, I don't want to.
Is your new bride not willing to let that happen?
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
No, I don't want to. Like, why is this such a thing?
Have you looked in the mirror at all?
Dude, you've called me ugly like every day this week, bro. Like,
The shoe fits.
Oh, dear. Oh, my.
Victor wins 3-4 championships. I don't disagree. I put the over-under on 3. I don't think he stays healthy long-term, and the new cap rules won't let you keep a supporting cast together. Well,
Agreed completely.
I agree that the new cap rules are anti-dynasty. I would agree with that. Why are you all trying to ruin Monty's golf game? Well,
like practice. Nobody else does that.
Yeah, you got to practice to have a golf game. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the conversation back to Black Hawk flyovers over Monty's condo. Why would we do that? That happened once. If the Spurs had a competent veteran point guard and a not low IQ point guard, a low IQ. You're a low IQ individual. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person?
Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person?
Dude, it's not that he's low IQ. He had an ass series. It is what it is.
Yeah, we'll see, dude. I think De'Aaron Fox, and it is my opinion, when you go to Sacramento, you die. It's as simple as that. It just is what it is. This Terrion Arnold story is wild. Yeah, have you guys seen the Terrion Arnold story today?
Yeah, making news for doing bad things in the offseason.
Police say Terrion Arnold and several others were in an Airbnb. And they got robbed at this Airbnb. Arnold thought some of the victims were responsible, even though it was later figured out that the victims of the theft had no involvement in it. They essentially lured one of the victims to an apartment in Tampa. And I think it was on February 4th. The police say that the guy shows up at this apartment, enters the bedroom. Police then say 2 men were hiding in the closet at Terrion Arnold's direction, allegedly. The guy shows up at the apartment, walks into a bedroom. They jump the guy out of, they were hiding in a closet. They jump out and they hold him at gunpoint. The incident was streamed to Arnold Hilton and Freddie Hughes while they were traveling to the apartment. So it's like a black ops operation. They put it all into a group chat, so there's evidence. Arnold and Hilton gave directions through that group chat while the attack was happening. About an hour later, Arnold arrived at the apartment with 2 others, and he directed them to go inside while the robbery was still going on. Investigators say property was stolen from the victims during the attack. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then you forced them into a car and drove off. And Terrion Arnold was allegedly the driver. The victim later reported the incident to Tampa police and identified the suspects. After search warrants were executed, detectives arrested multiple people. Police say Arnold was the primary conspirator in the alleged robbery kidnapping plot. He turned himself in Wednesday night and is now facing 4 counts of kidnapping and armed robbery. Oh. Well, that was fun while it lasted. Hey, tell Henry Ruggs we said hello when you get to jail. All right, buddy.
Come on, dude.
What the what are you doing? What are you doing?
Career. That's what you're doing. You're wasting your career, dude. You are absolutely wasting your career.
Dude, it is crazy. It's just crazy. I don't even. How dumb are you?
Very. I don't know how you're getting paid millions of dollars in the NFL, and this is what you spend your time doing.
But how did you think you were going to get away with it? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
I don't know, dude. I think I can't pretend to reason with people who want to commit crimes and do stuff like this.
How did you think you were getting away with this?
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's the amazing thing. That would be like having your wife get smashed by Baker Mayfield or Mike Vrabel. You know. Anyway, everybody hates Windham Clark, right? Like nobody likes Windham.
Right.
But this right here is some crazy stuff.
To December 3rd, 2016. We were talking, you said haters gonna hate on Twitter earlier in this interview. You did tweet, "I hate Baker Mayfield," and I was just curious if you still feel that way. Maybe your thoughts on that. Maybe that hate in your heart's gone away, or what? Maybe where you're at on that.
I'm trying to decide if I should tell the story.
Yeah.
All right, screw it. I don't care. People already hate me. So, no, it's not that bad. My PR team's here.
You listen, your PR team's on the hot seat because we're coming up with ideas they never thought of.
No, they didn't. They prepped me for everything. They didn't prep me for this one. My girlfriend at the time cheated on me with Baker Mayfield.
Oh,
so
that's a fair tweet.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
But here's what I will say. As everyone's dying. As I have come to, like, I'm actually a Baker fan now. I think he's a homie. That's your initial response.
Right.
Like, screw that guy, but really screw the,
Yeah, your girlfriend, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm a Baker fan now, but that's where it came from.
Wow, there's a lot in that. Buddy, Baker Mayfield smashed your girlfriend. Jake, do you like or hate Windham Clark?
I'm not a Windham guy at all. I used to, but the clubhouse destruction thing really, it kind of ruined it for me. Windham is, again, if you're not a golf person, probably, this won't make any sense, but Windham was one of the guys that started the wave of dudes being pole cutters on the tour. And now
pole cutters
went from being the hey, I'm going to hit a cut off the tee every single time guy to I'm going to destroy the clubhouse and win once in a while, and now admit that Baker Mayfield, smashed my girlfriend back in 2016.
And when I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
I don't like Windham because of the clubhouse thing.
Yeah.
This is an awesome story. That Baker Mayfield smashed your girlfriend, and then you roll out and say, well, it's not Baker's fault, it's her fault. Did anybody catch that at the end there?
Yes. Yeah. It's not his fault. It's the girl's fault.
I mean, that is, if your girlfriend cheats on you, is it her fault or the guy's fault?
I mean, bro code says it's her fault, and I'm saying I don't really care whose fault it is. It's it's over.
Okay. Listen, I think this is remarkable. Like, what do you do if you're, because obviously that's a quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. Let me ask the most obvious question here in this conversation. So if Windham tweeted, "I hate Baker Mayfield" back then, when does Dianna Russini's husband tweet, "I hate Mike Vrabel"? When does that happen? Because Mike has had his fair share, brother.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting that just out of nowhere, Windham Clark offers up that Baker Mayfield banged his girlfriend.
Just so you can go to Pound Town.
I mean, it's karma, dude. Karma coming back around, bro. It just is what it is, dude. It is what it is. I think that Windham has earned the scrutiny.
Jake, you're having a good day. You're getting a lot of compliments for your performance today.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair question, dude. Like if you're Dianna Russini's husband, how are you viewing Mike Vrabel in parlance to the Windham comments?
But do you want to know? Do you want to know how many dudes your wife? Do you want to know how many dudes your wife smashed to $800,000 a year?
I don't know. I don't know if I don't quite know how to answer that, to be honest.
Don't you want to? One's enough. Like, I don't want to know that she got run through by the entire fraternity of NFL coaches.
Bro, hey Dianna, how many dudes did you have activities with to make that kind of money? Dianna goes full Miss Teen USA on it, dude. I personally believe that when I was in Charlotte or Florida or the Iraq, I had activities.
The Iraq?
Like, come on, bro.
Dude, Oof. I don't want to know. Like, you cheated on me with Mike Vrabel and every other coach in the NFL.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
I don't want to know how many other coaches it was.
Yeah.
One's enough. You cheated on me with Mike Vrabel. Bye-bye. How are you not divorcing her?
Got me, dude. Probably the prenup. That's why. He's not trying to lose half.
I guess. And he's some bigwig at Shake Shack. I mean, that whole thing is weird to me. By
the way, just FTR on YouTube for the record. My other question is, if given that the folks on Long Island gave Windham such a hard time this past week at the U.S. Open.
I'm so tired of hearing about this.
Are you, if you're a spectator, are you not making a Baker Mayfield reference the first time Windham slices it?
Not a Baker Mayfield's fathead.
Yeah. Like, how are you not roasting this guy every time he's in trouble on the course with, hey, hey, Baker would have hit a better shot than you did, bro. Like, come on,
Shake
man.
and bake. Shake and bake.
Come on, man.
Shake and bake.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you have to. Oh, look at that. Calford gifts.
Nice, Calford. Good job.
Wow. Thank you for that. You guys, if you don't have a membership by now, what are you doing? What are you doing? Calford giving them away. Appreciate that, my guy. Thank you. Yeah, look at that. Chris picks up one. Brandon Butler, I stand by my statement. The NFL is going to never let her speak on Netflix or anyone who wants to show their media content. No one wants the players and coaches besmirched.
Yeah. We'll see about that.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, either Calford is investing in Trump coin or no, he got the contract to fix the reflecting pond.
Oh yeah, after all that chemical they put in that peeled the paint.
Vandalism, dude. It was vandalism.
It was vandalism. Again, I know a couple weeks ago, Donnie said that you couldn't even cut it with a knife, but now the vandals came through with a knife and cut it, and you just have to cut it. Like,
do we all at least agree it was just shitty workmanship?
No, I agree that you put what did they put in the water? Hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah, to kill the algae.
And that peels paint. The chemical in that peels paint. So you painted the bottom of the pool a certain color, and then you peeled the paint with the chemical. You're an idiot, dude. Like you're a buffoon. Like that's terrible. Like nobody would advise you to. There's a reason that you don't paint the bottom of a swimming pool with paint. Like you use a different material so that when you have to kill algae, you don't worry about. Notice Bob the homeowner doesn't worry about his pool peeling. That doesn't happen.
He's got Pebble Tech.
Yeah, dude. Like this is not rocket science, bro. Like
yeah, I'm a little. And if you know the reflecting pool at the Lincoln Memorial, Donnie paid somebody $8 trillion to paint it blue.
Yosemites.
What are we doing? What are we doing? And then he's like, we got him on video. Can we see it? No. Okay. This is what happens when you doge the janitorial staff. No wonder colleges are going broke. See what he...
Everybody gets a test.
There was a reason that a lawyer representing an Olympian was laughing on CNN. Yeah, did you hear they arrested the former Olympian at the... Come on. Hide the cannoli. Yeah. Russini's new documentary, Hide the Cannoli, in development now.
Wow, bro. Wow.
I love when we mock politics on this show. Me too.
I'm telling you, it should be called the Russini Files. Just call it the Russini Files, and everybody will watch.
The Russini Files.
Yes, call it the Russini Files.
If there were vandals, why wasn't an arrest yet? Arrest are public record if people are arrested. All we hear about
vandals.
They've arrested a couple of people for touching the reflecting pond, and they're
they arrested a couple of people because they needed to get those on tape for the media PR campaign. That's why.
He paid someone to do it cheap, and he got cheap work. Truth. He got cheap work. There's no doubt about that. Hey, before we leave today, can we talk about earthquakes?
Bro.
Did you guys see this earthquake everywhere? There were a lot of earthquakes yesterday. Now, Jake, you're in Tornado Alley. How's the weather been?
I mean, the last week it's been fine. I mean, it's kind of calmed down a little bit. But before that, when I had first got here, we were on tornado watch like every 5 minutes. So not
tornadoes or an earthquake? Because you've been through earthquakes.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, just your run-of-the-mill earthquake? Well, an earthquake. But, I mean, 9.0s are just as devastating as a tornado. So, like, I think it's...
9.0s.
Yeah, like big, devastating earthquake. I mean, that's just as destructive,
I think I'd rather have the earthquake. I'd rather have... I mean, this earthquake in Venezuela is nothing to joke about. It is the strongest earthquake we've had in a decade, I think. I mean, they're saying that 164 people are dead in building collapses. That number is going to go up. There's no doubt about that. A 7.5 magnitude struck 39 seconds after a 7.2 foreshock Oof. It is, that country is devastated. I mean, they don't have the buildings and the construction to withstand that. Caracas essentially was leveled. I mean, it looks really, really bad. I mean, it looks horrendously bad. I don't even know how but if you have modern construction, which countries like Caracas or Venezuela and cities like Caracas do not, I mean,
it's a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different
We're
thing.
much more able to deal with that kind of earthquake. But you look at a 6.9 in Japan right after that, and then a 5.6 in Northern California. It's a little scary to think what could possibly happen.
Yeah, I mean, I that's what I'm saying, man. It's look, it's all about how you view it, right? It is scary to think about what can happen. I mean, again, like, yeah, Tornado Alley. Like, there's been this whole thing lately too, like, of Tornado Alley shifting to the east. Like, now Chicago is in Tornado Alley, apparently, based on science, and like the weather patterns are moving it, like shifting it east. So it's not on the East Coast, but it's just further east than the middle of the country now. And I think that, you know, again, the odds of your home being involved in a tornado are extremely, extremely low. But obviously it's possible. The odds of you having your home leveled by an earthquake are extremely, extremely low, but it's possible. And what do you do? I mean, it's the California fire thing, right? Like, there's not much you can do about it.
Look at Utah right now. Utah is absolutely on fire.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, what do you do about it? You make the best of every day, and if something like that happens, then you just got to cross that bridge when it goes down. That's what I say.
Yeah, it's terrifying, dude. It is absolutely terrifying. I'd still rather have the earthquakes. Gabriel, earthquake in Japan. Now they are worried about another big earthquake. 2 earthquakes in Venezuela. My family members in Curacao felt shaking. Really? Ooh.
It's kind of crazy, man.
Ooh. Earthquake near Cuba, and people up to Orlando felt it. And oh, by the way, the fault line in California has never been under this much pressure before. So when's the big one happen? It's going to be bad, dude. Yeah. Earthquakes way worse because the biggest of an earthquake has a destruction zone way larger than even a massive long path tornado. Yeah, I would agree with that. At least with hurricanes, you have a heads up. Yeah. Well, I mean, they have technology. I don't know why. Doesn't Japan have earthquake detection technology?
I believe so, yes.
Like, why are we not using it?
As far as like getting a heads up, you'll get a heads up with tornadoes, tsunamis. Earthquakes are a little bit different because it's just kind of an immediate turn on. But like when you're I mean,
I don't know that I get turned on by earthquakes, but you know, Jake, you do you.
Yeah, I mean, the reaction to, hey, I'm watching the NBA finals and I'm under tornado warning and have to go down into the basement was not ideal.
The thing that I always say is the other issue is that you don't know where is your stuff.
Yeah, well, you don't know where it is. You're just moved on from it. You're never getting it back. That's just what it is. It's over.
Yeah.
So
in this administration will take their oil and not send help. Well, Marco Rubio says we're already sending assistance to Venezuela, which I was happy to hear. Jeremiah Champion, I'm just saying the United States heavily overdue for a major earthquake. Not trying to strike fear. I'm just pointing things out. Yeah, we are. We haven't had one in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. It depends on what part of the country and specifically modernized versus older. Older buildings are not earthquake proof. No, they are not. You know, you have a heads up with tornadoes. They just come daily in Kansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma. And a lot of them happen at night, which is the worst.
Yeah.
Because you're sleeping, and so you have no heads up. For the record, FTR, could y'all stop talking about United States being due for an earthquake? Sincerely, dude that lives in Austin.
My bad, dude. Sorry. I wasn't trying to put karma out there. My fault.
I mean, the vast majority of my family is in Los Angeles. So tornadoes are confined to a limited area. Earthquakes are so much more widespread. Living in Kansas most of my life and being in 3 tornadoes, I'll take tornadoes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God, Ebola. Fire, earthquakes, Ebola. When the fifth horseman humor shows up to turn out the lights, let me know. Dude, the world is always a crazy place, right?
Yes.
It's always a crazy place.
Yes.
You know, this is why I say again, the U.S., especially the West, they should follow Japan's meteorological agency and develop early earthquake warning systems for certain. If some businesses that have the ears of some politicians had their way, there'd be no earthquake building standards, just like clean water. Dude, you have to have earthquake building standards. It's a must. Look at everybody talking earthquakes this morning. California infrastructure cannot handle a 9.2 quake. Can anybody? Can anyone? California updated its building codes from previous disasters. California sits in a fault zone and are better prepared than other countries unless a once-in-a-lifetime quake happens, essentially. Ooh, it's so scary, dude.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, I know, Monty. Those wake-up sirens and houses flying past your window are not fun, bro.
Yeah, they just FTR on YouTube and everything last week. It's not just the sirens. You actually get a notification on your phone that even if your phone is silenced, it'll go off, telling you that it's an emergency. And that actually happened to me the first week I was living here. There was it was about 2:30 in the morning, and there was an alarm on my phone that went off and was like, "Hey, need to go. You're under threat of tornado watch or warning."
Nope. Where did you go?
This was when we were at the girlfriend's parents' house, so we just went in the basement for about 20 minutes, and it was fine. It didn't even come close to us, so it wasn't a big deal. And I don't even think there was actually a tornado that actually touched down. Just the system was capable of putting one out.
Nah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm telling you now. Nothing is worse, in my opinion, than wildfires, because you're not getting away from wildfires, right?
Yeah.
That's not happening. That's not happening. But what I'm telling you is the tornado thing is terrifying. It is, it's absolutely terrifying. I want nothing to do with that. That is, having grown up in the Midwest, just knowing that tornado was possible was terrifying. It struck fear into you.
Mm-hmm.
And I am just not, no, I'm good. I'll take earthquakes over tornadoes every single day.
Yeah.
And maybe that's naive or whatever, but ask the resort in Beaver County about wildfires. Seriously. That fire in central Utah is, what is it called? The Cottonwood Fire, I guess.
Yeah. It's rough, dude.
Ooh. Gabriel, you know what? If I'm the governor of Kansas, I would mandate that anyone who officially moves in should receive a free weather radio. Ooh. Yeah, nobody's built for a 9.2. Nobody is built for that. So, anyway, there you have it. The Monty Show is always presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. 24/7, 365, and it won't cost you a dime. Stay safe out there, man. Last world, and if the worst happens, get the best at the Advocates. Theadvocates.com. Until Monday, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.